Faith-based and religious organizations can play a very critical role in helping to advance sustainable development. One, because they have such a significant presence in communities at a grassroots level, whether it's in rural areas or urban areas. They can help reach the most marginalized, particularly with essential services like health and education. They also can play a critical role in helping to raise awareness about the importance of sustainable development and the sustainable development goals. Religious leaders in many contexts can help play a role in building peace, particularly where there's conflict or where there's tension. And it's very important that they use their voices to advocate so that governments and other key stakeholders can be held accountable for the promises they've made around the Sustainable Development Goals. So the World Bank is trying to enhance engagement with faith-based organizations in a couple of ways. One, we want to foster greater dialogue with faith-based organizations to identify where there's common ground in order to work together to advance sustainable development. The second is we want to create more opportunities to work with faith-based organizations as implementing partners of bank finance projects. In some cases, faith-based organizations have particular assets and capabilities that are really critical for helping to reach marginalized populations, or that can be extremely beneficial in changing or influencing behavior at a community level. And so, where possible, we are trying to create more opportunities for that kind of partnership to be built. And the third is around strengthening the evidence base about the role and contribution of faith-based actors in improving development outcomes. And so we want to kind of add some of our knowledge and research in order to help make that happen. So over the last 2 days, we've been able to discuss in great detail how this moral imperative initiative and the action framework that has been developed at a global level can be applied to the Latin American context. We discussed a great deal about some of the particular challenges in Latin America, including the challenge of inequality and the inequality of opportunity in this region. We also talked about how religious organizations and faith-based organizations could come together to contextualize the moral imperative in this region and work together to help accelerate progress in combating inequality and ultimately ending extreme poverty across Latin America. I'm encouraged that we now have a working group, a coordination group that's going to push this work forward, and we'll be trying to expand this conversation to other organizations that are critical for this to be a very multi-faith and diverse initiative.